Okay, so last week I got my AR9 back from Palmetto State Armory, and I put the irons and optic back on it, and went out to shoot it today and get everything re-zeroed. Now, the irons were about 6 inches to the left, and I think the optic was, it may have not have changed point of impact when I put that optic back on. So, as far as them fixing something, well, I left the gun dirty so I could tell if anything had been done to it. And the gun came back to me with the same label just as I had shipped it out. And there was no note or message as far as what they may have done to it, or if they serviced it, or if anything was wrong with it, or if they admitted anything was wrong with it. So I'm not sure if they touched it. The same damaged hammer was on there. They didn't replace that. So I'm really not sure if they did anything to the gun. But hey, you know, you get a gun for $500 that typically costs somewhere between $800 and $1,200. You know, from other manufacturers, you can't really complain about the customer service but so much. You know, because the guns work fairly well for the most part. I'm happy with my ARs that I've bought from them in the past, and I'll keep buying from them because I like the prices. And so as far as that goes, customer service, I'm not going to really cry about that too much. But I mainly shipped it back to them for liability. I emailed them and told them that the gun had shot out a battery, and I wanted them to look at it and blast the gun off. So that way, if I shot it again and something happened, and the barrel split or something bad happened that I couldn't fix, that way that they would fix it, and they would be kind of liable for it, and I wouldn't be. So now that they've looked at the gun and blasted off, and I guess they have decided nothing's wrong with it, now if something happens to it, I feel like I have a leg to stand on to, call them back up and have the gun repaired if something does actually break that affects the function. So I shot the gun. What I shot the gun with, I put the ergo spacer in the back of the buffer tube, and that keeps the bolt going back past where a brass and stuff can fall into the trigger groove. And what it also does, if you have a last round bolt hold open, that will keep the bolt from going so far back and then slamming into that bolt hold open and breaking that off. So that will, or should, fix that. And the ergo one was very snug. It's like right at the bolt hole open, the bolt release. Probably could do the same thing with quarters, or another. They have Spikes makes one. New Frontier makes one. I guess I could shave some material off if I need to. But I had that, and I had the two-piece buffer. I think it's 5.6 ounces from Rock River Armory, and that looks just like the Colt SMG buffer. And see, I think I bought that for about $24, $25 shipped, and you don't find that many of them out there. I think I got it from like Valhalla Tactical or something. I guess there's not that many 9mm submachine guns out there. But I shot the gun. I've got some slow-mo for you to see. You can make up your own mind as far as what happens. Now, one thing I did find out, and some other people have found this out as well, I don't think it was bouncing back and firing out of battery. I believe what was happening was when if you pull the trigger and rack the bolt back and let the bolt go back forward, what you'll notice is that the hammer will drop before the bolt is in battery, and I think that's what caused the out of battery. So I don't think it bounced. I think it was just that. So you can try this yourself with your gun. Pull the trigger, rack the bolt to the rear, ride the bolt home, and start pulling the trigger, and the hammer will drop. You can fire before the bolt is in battery. And I guess that doesn't matter until the bolt actually picks the round up off of the magazine, and there's some sweet spot where that out of battery can happen. So just be aware of that. I know it's not typical to bump fire a gun, but people do that. They do sell bump fire stocks, and you might want to use that upper on a full auto lower or a select fire lower. So I guess just be aware of that. It's not a big deal. I'm still happy with the gun, and I'm still going to keep it and use it. I plan to possibly buy my first suppressor this year and fire that gun with a like 147 grain, and have a gun that's hearing safe, and I think I'll like it. So have a good weekend, and be safe.